They say a woman who changes her hairstyle is drastically about to change her life, and since going ginger over the summer, I can confirm it's absolutely true. And a lot of y'all have been asking me how I'm maintaining my hair color without losing my curl health. And to be honest, I did not grow up with access to stylists who actually understood how to do my hair. They were so concerned about actually getting the look that I ended up looking like Michael Jackson with fried ends and having to do the big chop way before I actually wanted to. So by the time I hit college, I was all about that do it at home life, but that also left me with a lot of lessons learned and damaged hair as well. Because on a tight budget, I really did not have the money to go and see a stylist, and this was before the YouTube days, y'all. I'm aging myself just a little bit, but stick with me. Because I may be older, but all the products in the store these days, it makes it so hard to navigate if you can actually get some of this color at home without damaging your hair. I mean, looking at all the boxes and all the options, I'm still very much lost. And there's literally nothing worse than buying box dye and getting the wrong color, because as I have learned the hard way, that is not something you can easily fix without damaging your hair even more. So I have leaned into finding the right stylists who understand my hair, and because it was time for me to get my hair dyed, I also thought it was the perfect opportunity to try a silk press for the first time in over 5 years. But I did not want to accidentally ruin all the damage and hard work I have done to maintain my healthy curls. Thankfully, I found the right stylist who understood the vision while also maintaining my hair health, so I got the results I have been dreaming of. So here's everything I wish I knew leading up to dyeing my hair, finding a stylist, as well as maintaining my color without damaging my curls. Now, in terms of maintaining my color, my hair grows out really fast. Like Niani has told me, besides my hair being surprisingly coarse, my hair grows like a weed. So for me, I find that going once a month to get my roots touched up is enough. And you heard me say my roots touched up, because the downside I see so many of us do when trying to do this at home and save some pennies and save some coins is we re-dye over hair that is already dyed, and we are damaging our curls. You can watch Niani apply the dye to my hair. You'll notice she has one of those small brushes and she's only applying to the area that is dark. She's not going into the area that is already dyed. And that is intentional, y'all. Like, I could have saved so much stress in my curls back in college had I known that, because baby, I definitely was one of those girls like, this isn't the color I wanted it to be, and went right back over it the next day with dye and damaged my hair. So keep that in mind. However long you feel like you want it to grow out, that's up to you. But make sure whether you're dyeing at home or you're seeing a stylist, that they are only dyeing the roots.
Pearl. You know, or just, and again, like, it also wasn't gonna be expensive. Like, that was the other point of going to somebody's house. It was like, all right, I can just do it if my house like 50 instead of you going to the salon for, 100. At least that was my experience. Like, whenever I would, like, not that I got a bunch of braids, but, so my mom worked at a technical college, and so she would get a lot of foreign exchange students. And so we surprisingly would get quite a few from Africa. So it was like, instead of me going to the salon to get someone to braid my hair, it'd be like, I'll do that shit for $30. Like, that always felt like the point. Like, why would I be going to your house for like a more expensive than in the salon experience? Yeah. You see how we get a steam? Like, it comes with the service. You don't have to ask. It comes with the service. And that's why I love coming to beauty anthology, because baby, unhealthy wear, damaged wear, like nice touchable curls every time, because she is not about to play with these curls, with this hair. She's not about to do me dirty. Like, look at this TLC. Look at.
And truly the game changed when I found a stylist that actually understood hair health. And a couple of questions that really helped me to figure out who was the best stylist for me was, first and foremost, asking about their experience when it came to my specific curl texture and dyeing my kind of hair. And this is so important because I actually went to a white stylist for a long time when I first moved out into the Metro Detroit area, because she was the only person I found who was not going to overcharge me and actually understood my hair and how to dye it and take care of it. I actually have this very old video you can go back to see the salon visit when I used to do keratin treatments. And she literally was one of the best in the area, because she did not overwork my hair. She did not reapply keratin to areas that were already applied, maintaining my hair's health and understanding the dyes that worked best for my skin tone as well, which is the other reason I suggest going to a salon first when you're dyeing your hair, because baby, getting the wrong shade, that's like going to get your eyebrows done and that's like the wrong shade. Like, that's like going to get your eyebrows waxed and they just take one of your eyebrows or misdo it. you can't really go back, especially when you're going lighter. So that's why I personally love to go to a professional first, because they're going to understand the right shades for your undertone. And I just found out recently that mine is olive, by the way. I would not have guessed. I feel like I have been told I have a warm undertone forever, but I actually found out that I'm an olive/neutral. So that's the other reason we went with the shade that I have now, that I don't think I could have gotten with some of the box dye. The other major question I suggest asking when you're looking specifically for someone to dye your hair is to ask what products they are using and how they are making sure that they're going to maintain your curl health.
The same thing. They're just like, oh, you just run it back over. What you mean? Like, you know, like no one was at home like, no, you need to actually let it cool for a second and
then I went to one style.
yeah.
Throw it wrong and you go right over it to try. It's not what to
Yeah,
it's not.
Oh, y'all, we getting the germs today. Just, I mean, obviously stuff my mom didn't know, and because, you know, even with her hair, like she'll do that with her own hair, like go right back over it and stuff. So it's not like, it's not even like a white or black thing. It's just like a, not a hair. It's a hair thing, like, you know, that we just wasn't really taught. Yeah.
It's on my straight hair. A lot of times it's when they a family can make sure you want that issue.
Yeah, getting it straight. And it's, to your point, it's like we don't talk about like, oh, like no one really, like I can't think of many hairstylists that also educated me while, you and I, and not that I went to a whole lot, but you know, the times I did go to places, it wasn't like they had all the answers. They were like, hey, make sure you do or don't do or avoid, and you know.
What I love about Niani is she uses a lightening product. She does not use a bleach product. This is not a bleach dye. There is no bleach being used on my hair. And that helps to keep my curls nice and healthy. Which brings me to the last point, which is ask for referrals. Like, the reason I stumbled across Niani was because the other natural hairstylist in the Metro Detroit area was gonna charge me over $200 hairs to chop off all of my hair and do a short curly cut. And Niani was coming in at a fraction of that. And that's what I love about her as well. And I really appreciate about going to a salon that is a true salon experience, instead of a lot of people who are not licensed, who are doing this out of their kitchen. Like, you overheard me and Niani talking. I don't get the point of paying more to be in someone's house than I would going to an actual salon where I get a true salon experience like hers. And she's not breaking the bank. Keep that in mind, y'all. Like, I do believe in paying more for people who actually understand your hair, but I also don't believe in being overcharged for the sake of being overcharged, baby. Like, don't not give me the experience and the quality that you're charging me for. So it has been a little over a week, and as you can see, the curls are back because if you missed it and don't follow me on Instagram, I am training to do the high rocks with my mom yet again as a partner race, because that is her crazy idea of mother-daughter bonding. And she's lucky I love her because she is the only one who can convince me to do these kinds of crazy races. So in terms of maintenance for the silk press, I see why the girlies recommend having a relaxer for this, because if you are working out on a consistent basis and you really want to avoid having to retouch every single day, y'all, because I was definitely having to worry about my edges, and with the length of my hair being as short as it is, I couldn't wrap it to make sure it stayed nice and straight. So needless to say, my roots were sweat out dang near every other day, and I did not want to keep doing damage, so I just felt it was best to wash it. So these are the products that I used, and as you can see, my curls are happy and healthy. A little transparency moment: ever since I got my pixie cut, my scalp has been irritable, like insanely up and down, dry, flaky. Like, it just gets aggravated over the smallest thing. So I have been using the Annabelle oil treatment, and I really love this, y'all, because you can either use this for 30 minutes before you're about to go into your hair care routine, or you can use this for like an overnight treatment before you go into shampoo and condition. And it really just is a very soft exfoliant for the scalp to keep it nice and healthy and hydrated, which has worked for me so well. Then, not to overdo it, because a lot like our skin when we get acne, y'all, you do not need 5,000 different anti-acne products. That actually makes your scalp more irritated, which I learned thanks to Niani. And again, just the importance of having stylists who educate you on your hair. So just for a simple shampoo to get it nice and clean, the Diva Curl Heights, y'all. This does what it needs to do. I have loved Diva Curl's products, and this for my curly hair. It gets the product buildup out without stripping those essential oils that my scalp needs. Now, because I not only did a color, but also a silk press, you know a hair mask was needed. And when I tell you the Colleen Rothschild hair mask, this is like a spa in a freaking container, y'all. Like, the smell of this alone just makes me want to use it every single week. But I was surprised how powerful this is. It's rejuvenating. It has capuchu, baraki butter, and it's just maximum hydration. As you can see, my hair was so happy to have this hydration and just have that bounce back, because that is one of the things that Niani really stressed, is like, if you want the look with your hair, you do need healthy hair. And that applies to all hair types, not just our curls and not coarse hair, but also like white girl hair too. Like, if you have those split ends, you cannot get a silky press with split ends. You're just gonna add grease, and then you're going to keep frying them over and over and making it worse. Like, I hate to say it, but baby girl, to get the look, sometimes you have to let that length go. As for what I'm using right now, because the goal is maintaining the health of my curls, y'all, first and foremost is this Trey Looks Soothing and Restore Aloe Vera Primer. Y'all, you literally can tell the aloe vera is fresh in this because it is so sticky and it just does what it needs to do, and it smells amazing. I feel like I'm at that point in my life. I want my hair to smell just as delicious as what I do when I put on perfumes. Like, this smells so good, and it's the perfect pre-treatment that does not mess with the mousse. And I want to know if you've had this experience, because I feel like every time I try to introduce a leave-in conditioner or just like a cream or something before putting my mousse on, I feel like the hold just does not give what it needs to give, no matter what mousse I use. Because normally I swear by the duh, and it does me right every single time, but often just by itself. Whenever I pair it with a leave-in conditioner, I feel like the hold is only for a day and then it's getting frizzy and fuzzy. However, what has been working for me with the Trey Lux is this Miel mousse. Again, smelling so delicious, but this is the hold on my hair, y'all. And I did this on Tuesday, took a flight to LA that was 5 hours long, had a quick 24-hour sprint in LA with YouTube creators, and did a red-eye flight that was delayed and did not leave until 3 a.m. Detroit time and got me home at 9 a.m. Took a power nap, and this is still how good my curls look. Like, do you see what I'm saying? So that is what I'm looking for when it comes to products, because I'm not trying to have to retouch my hair up every single second. Then for me personally, I do notice that irritated scalp and that product buildup. Lastly, when I know I need my edges secured and laid down, I have been swearing by the Shea Moisture Flaxseed Gel. First of all, a lot of people did not know Shea Moisture had edge gel. They do. The hard part is finding this in the stores, because I never see this in Walmart or the place we do not mention with the big circle and the dot in the middle. But the Shea Moisture edge gels have really been doing really well because of the natural ingredients. No parabens, no phthalates. I can't say the words right, y'all, but literally good, healthy ingredients for my scalp. So this has been the edge control I have used that has literally just kept my hairs intact without having to reapply it on a daily basis. The last thing that is so important that you cannot skip also is making sure you dry your hair at least 90% of the way through. If you are somebody who is struggling with your scalp health, it's probably because you're letting your hair stay wet for too long. I didn't know this. I really thought that air drying my hair was the healthiest way for my hair to dry. It is not, especially with all the products sitting on it. And if you want this to last, if you want the hair to mold and last, blow drying it literally is the solution. Get a cute little diffuser, any blow dryer will work, but make sure, y'all, you are getting it to 90%, because that has definitely been a game changer for me, because I love low maintenance. I am not trying to touch on my hair every single day, and that's what I love about the Pixie cut. It's just that freedom to get up, take off my bonnet, and go about my day. At the end of the day, keep in mind what your goals are for your hair. For me, it was maintaining my hair health, so it wasn't just about getting the right dye and getting the right color. It was about making sure that my hair was not damaged in the process, and I was able to play around with different styles I wanted to play around while not damaging my hair permanently and having to start all the way over, because baby, that frustration is so real. If you've been watching up to this point, you might as well boop that follow button, because you're picking up what I'm putting down and you're really enjoying these kinds of videos that are giving you not just the how-tos, but some of the mindset shifts going into this as well. And if you want even more hair videos, I have this entire playlist. And I'm super curious if you've been on the fence about coloring your hair. What is holding you back? Let me know in the comments below, because I knew what held me back when I did the big chop, but once I got over that to do the color, it was a game changer, baby. So let me know down below. And thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you in a couple of days.